So how do you get great photos of the moon like this with a camera like this? Well, that's kind of a tricky one, but it's possible. So today we're going to be taking a bunch of photos of the moon, not just one good one. We're going to be taking lots of photos of the moon with this camera. And I'll show you a process called stacking on how to get good photos of the moon with using stacking. In this video, I'm actually not going to be taking photos, I'm going to be taking videos, and the reason for this is so we have a technique called lucky imaging in order to get good captures of the moon. So what we're going to do, as you can see right here, is we're actually going to zoom in. It's already in ProRes. ProRes is not unchecked. So we're going to zoom all the way into the moon. If we can find it on my phone, it's hard to look at the camera. There we go. Looks like there's a jet stream going across it. It's going to be really shaky, mainly because it's hard to actually see it right here. Let me go ahead and start the recording. And we're going to record for as long as possible. We're just going to record as much as we can. And you'll see how this is going to turn out. It's actually going to turn out pretty good. So the first thing you want to do is open pip and make sure that you load your file in. So this is basically going to center our moon. I was going to say planet, but it's actually going to center the moon inside the center of the frame so we can stack all the frames together, or the good frames together anyway. So what we're going to do now is, you can see I already loaded it up. We selected solar lunar full disk. Make sure this is checked to center it, because this is a moon. We want to center that moon in the center of the frame the whole time. And also, I had to change the input detection threshold because the object detection threshold, I had to change that because it was actually detecting some stuff over here, which isn't even anything. It's just a brightness in the frame. So you want to, during the day especially, you want to make sure that's adjusted properly. So this should not be a TIFF, it should be an AVI. Let's go and click through processing. Okay guys, it is done, and it just finished. Here is the final result. See what it looks like. As you can see, it's centered the whole time. You can kind of see there's a jet stream right there in the middle of the frame. I don't know why that is. But yeah, so that's basically the centered image. It looks okay. A little bit fuzzy because obviously we don't have an extra lens to zoom in on the moon. But that's what we got. So what we're going to do now is open a software called AutoStacker. And we're going to take this image we're going to open it up. Now we're going to actually change this to surface. That's fine. We're just going to, all we need to worry about really is clicking analyze, because we're going to analyze all the frames. This won't take very long because it's a very low quality video because it's a phone. So you can see it looks actually not too bad. We're going to stack about maybe 25% of the frames. Actually, let's stack about, there's some really good frames in there. I'm going to stack about maybe, let's say 15% of the frames, because I don't want to stack a ton of them. And this is the reason why you're supposed to take a minute-long video or more. Let's go ahead and place our AP grid. Actually, that's way too high. We got to make sure we do this right. So this should be pretty small. This min brightness should be turned up. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to click on stack, and this will stack all the frames for us. It won't take very long, so I can just keep going. Now it's stacked. So what we can do now is we can go and open Photoshop and see what this looks like. Now you can use GIMP or any free software. So let's go and rotate this, because I like it rotated. And what we're going to do now is, you see there's an extreme gradient. So now we can go ahead and try to remove this background. This is going to be difficult. So we actually don't have to make this super difficult. We can just click new, paste it, and we can use the spot healing brush tool. Make sure it's really low hardness, and we can actually just, brush over it like that and get rid of the moon. Come back here, click image, apply image. Go ahead and click on title 1 and click subtract. You see that really helped. We're going to create an offset of 0 because we don't want, or maybe an offset 10 because we don't really want anything. Actually, 0 is good. As you can see now, though, the moon, it's pretty fuzzy. Well, that's kind of normal, though. So we're actually, first we're going to do is going to brighten it up a little. What the heck is going on? It's monochrome. We're going to go and brighten it up like this. I don't know why the heck those points are there. I don't want those points there. So there's our moon so far. Let's go and do some sharpening. This is where the magic happens. We're going to do unsharp mask. As you can see now, we can start to see those craters coming out. It's now, you're not going to get the best focus in the world when you're using a phone. As you can see, we can see a lot of craters though. We just want to preserve that edge though without overblowing the edge. This is where all the magic happens. So we're going to preserve the edge in order to, let's go and take the lasso tool. It's a lot of stuff to learn, but you know, if you have Photoshop, it's worthwhile doing. Or even GIMP. GIMP's free, so you can use GIMP. I just use Photoshop because it's easier for me because I already have it. But you can go and select and mask, and we're going to select the mask. I don't even know how to use GIMP. I never used GIMP before. Let's go ahead and brighten this up like that. And then we want to do an unsharp mask. Filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. So you don't want to sharpen the edge because that will make things look ridiculous. As you can see, actually, that's not too bad for a really pixelated image. You can see it's very pixelated. We'll have to get rid of some of the shadowing. But this is actually good for no lens on a phone. That's actually pretty decent. So we can go ahead and bring this up a little bit. We're going to go until we like it. I think honestly I like that, but right here I think is my favorite sweet spot. Now we got a good looking moon so far. You can see a lot of stuff for just being really zoomed in or zoomed out. It actually looks fairly decent. We're going to get rid of this shadowing. I know it's part of the moon, but it's hard to see the rest of it. And then do a filter, sharpen, sharpen one more time. I think that looks pretty decent. Now there's our final moon photo. Here it is. And it doesn't look the best, as you know, but it actually is fairly decent for a phone image that was actually not an image, it was a video. So that's how to take a photo of the moon with your phone. And actually that's without any sort of extra lenses on your phone. That's actually pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and clear skies.